he just announced a tour. A tour of SZA. Which is pretty insane. They're both kind of at the height of their careers. Some of their most popular months they've ever had. Have massive songs, massive albums. They obviously work well together. They had 2 songs on GNX, which were fire. And to see them kind of touring, you get both sides of the audience. You get the Kendrick fans, the rap fans, you get the R&B, you get the girl crowd. Like that kind of combination, like peanut butter and chocolate. Like absolutely genius tour. I thought that he was going to go on tour, but I thought it was going to be more of a solo tour like he did with his last one. Had Baby Keem, had maybe some TDA guys with them. But no, he understands the moment more than anybody else in hip hop, especially that is very active. He understands how to capitalize on everything that he's gained. He came off of winning the Drake beef, put out an album, announced the Super Bowl, is going to do a Super Bowl, and now he's going on a national world tour with SZA. At a time when he's probably at the most mainstream he's ever been. From an attention standpoint, and to kind of stamp that and to solidify his position now at the top, a tour of SZA. Like, this man is winning. He's got the cheat codes. He knows all the moves to make, and he's making them. Kind of crazy.
All right, so K-Dot and SZA, they got a tour, and he announced the tour, the Grand National Tour with SZA yesterday, and the tour starts April 19th in Minneapolis, and then they hit LA May 21st and May 23rd. LA gonna be crazy that day. It's going to be real crazy. They're going to be at the Sophie Stadium. But the stop that people are really tripping about is the Canada one.
Toronto.
Yes, absolutely, because June 12th, him and SZA going to be in Canada, right? Now, this is the thing. Speculations.
And not only is he going to Canada, it sold out so fast that they added a second date to the Toronto stop. If that is not stepping on the neck of Drake and solidifying his position as being at the top, that I'm coming to your city, your place that I can't come to 6 real Sixers, and not doing 1 show, but 2 shows at Toronto Blue Jays Arena. If this happens and he goes off without a hitch and sells out both nights, he's not 2. I mean, he's top 2. And he ain't 2. He number 1. At that point, there's really no arguing it. He is the top dog in the game. If everything goes off smoothly, everything goes according to plan, and he does this, and he plays not like us in Toronto, say what you want. He'd be at the top.
That's like the kickoff to Father's Day weekend, right? And so, hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Like, can you rub it in somebody's face any more than not only are you going to do a national tour with SZA, who Drake has also had a kind of back and forth with and had, like, you know, history with and had songs with, had hit songs with, and even mentioned her, I think, in the song, how SZA's wiping him down. Not only are you going to national tour with SZA, a massive artist in her own right, and brings a whole other crowd to that audience, doubling basically what the attention you would have gotten. Not only are you doing it in Toronto, at the Blue Jays Stadium, which seats I don't even know how many people, but you're doing it on Father's Day. Which, if you know their history, they're back and forth, a big sticking point for Kendrick and Drake is that Kendrick does not think he's a good father, that he thinking he's a deadbeat dad. And to sun him even more, you're doing this on Father's Day. I hope he's got a lot of security, because some of the things, a man can only be pushed so far.
people are assuming like he's doing this on purpose, going to Canada, and he's gonna perform Not Like Us, Meet the Grams, all that, in this man's country, right? And it's gonna be crazy. And we already seen when Rick Ross went there and he played Not Like Us, and he was bopping out to it. What happened to him?
Oh, it's gonna be a lot different with Kendrick.
Oh no! I know it's gonna be a lot different, but I just wanted to remind people of that because that's what happens when you play that song. But he's stopping there on the tour on Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would make that stop. You know what I'm saying? Not because of no street stuff either. It's just like when you look at how petty Aubrey Graham is, who just filed a petition against UMG because of Not Like Us. We know how connected Drake is in Toronto as far as with government officials and who else. Like they might just make life difficult for Kendrick on that level. Forget the street stuff. I'm talking about being detained or, you can't even trust people at the airport. Who can you really trust in Toronto?
Well, he's going to be flying in private. He's not going to
Well, which is also a point, which obviously I honestly don't think anything's going to happen on no street level. I think Kendrick's going to have a very strong contingent of security around him. I don't think he's going to be able to really be touched. I think he's going to kind of be out of the way, pop up, do his shows, and leave. But one area that, I have a friend who is a Canadian, a Toronto, and who has very strong feelings about Drake and the Kendrick situation, is obviously a Drake fan, a Drake supporter to the nth degree. And we've had conversations, and a point he's saying is that Drake knows people in the government. He's going to try to get, Kendrick kicked out or revoked or not allowed into the country, which, as we saw, kind of happened with a Schoolboy Q when they canceled his scheduled concert and show in Toronto earlier this year. He's saying that that's what's going to be the case with Kendrick Lamar. Now, that's a very plausible possibility. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. I think Kendrick, just on a cultural zeitgeist standpoint, is so big and so kind of like important in this moment that outside of saying that there might be some security risk, I don't think that they would cancel his show or not allow him to continue simply for the fact that he is so big. He's going to bring so much attention, so much money, so much just clout to Toronto. And he already has a booked with the Blue Jays, who tweeted it out when the tour was announced. And I don't think that they're going to allow one artist, Drake, get in the way of a moment like this. Now, do I think they're going to have to show that they have security fully locked down and no shenanigans, nothing's going to happen? Yeah. But a show of this magnitude, I believe that they will have everything on point, and I think it's going to happen.
We'll be flying commercial. We have to go
but you
through
still
the
gotta move
regular
around.
TSA and stuff like that.
You still got to move around. You still got to stay in hotels.
And this is
you still
concert.
gotta
This
eat.
is venue. I'm sure this is Live Nation. They will have TDE, will have Kendrick and everybody secure. And he has a lot of fans out there.
The Toronto government. Do you realize Drake, and he boosts the economy of Toronto?
Correct.
Do you realize Drake gave the city of Toronto an identity? Do you know how connected Drake is?
I don't think
as far as with the government in Toronto?
I don't think they would play those games.
All right.
Because remember, Drake has to perform in LA and all these other places in the States too with streets. So I doubt it will go that way with
the
it.
reason I say it's totally different is because Drake is connected to the government of Toronto. I just personally wouldn't
Kendrick
trust him.
is connected to the streets of California.
You talking
and LA,
about government
baby.
versus the streets?
Yes.
Oh, you stupid.
No, I'm not. Yes.
We're talking about the government versus the
What
streets.
is the government gonna do? Kendrick is a clean-cut individual. He ain't got no problems.
You can always make up stuff. That's my whole point. I wouldn't trust it personally. I have no reason to trust them people in
I don't
Toronto.
think Drake will play that game.
The same Drake that just filed a petition with UMG over Not Like Us?
That's different. I don't think he'll play
How's that different?
I don't think he's gonna play them games with Kendrick.
Hey, you wouldn't have thought he would have filed a petition for in a rap battle either.
Well, he's suing UMG. That's different than suing Kendrick.
He's not suing.
I don't think
He's not suing. But I'm saying,
Kendrick
but
done
you
told
didn't
this
see that
man-
coming.
Kendrick done told this man he's not a real dad. And he was talking directly to Adonis in the song, and you gonna go there?
I don't think he would. I don't think he would play that game.
I wouldn't. I just wouldn't trust him.
I wouldn't want that problem when I came to LA because Drake has to go back on tour in LA and San Diego and San Francisco.
And speaking of LA, it's SoFi Stadium. My bad, I said Sophie, but yeah, it's SoFi Stadium.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. But the people there probably didn't.
Oh,
I would be more scared of the streets than the government.
because you stupid.
Okay.
So you rather have beef with the IRS or a gang?
I could at least pay the IRS off. If I got a problem in the streets where I can't walk around,
no.
they will pop your head off. When it comes to street beef,
Man.
IRS you could pay off. You could put on a payment plan.
They
You can make sure
gangster, yo.
They're the biggest gangsters in the
government,
world.
yo.
It ain't even close.
the streets will pop your
They
head
ain't
off.
nothing close.
I can't even take my kids to
Man, please.
to nursery school.
Government officials, the biggest gangsters in the world, in any country.
See, niggas in the street die. You ain't never hear about no government
Yeah.
dying out.
They
Like,
probably might kill them off some stress, but
can't beat
niggas in
them.
the street be dying.
yes, man. Well, speaking of dying, Eminem mom passed.
All right, let's see what else. I think Joe Budden had something to say about this topic.
Kendrick Lamar announced a tour,
Stadium tour.
stadium tour
Very important. Yeah.
with SZA. I want to hit the round of applause button, and then I want to toss to Ice to tell me why that distinction is so important to make. Let's hit the applause button for Mr. Kendrick Lamar.
Absolutely.
We gave y'all 90 minutes of Kendrick and Drake free content.
But we here.
Now it's time to get to the moneymaker, man.
We here now. We here now, big dog.
All right. Why is that an important distinction to make, Freeze?
Well, one, it's not many rappers that can do a stadium tour, even with support. Like that's a very short list. It's a different world from an arena tour. So just the fact that he's pulled off a stadium tour is commendable. It's a very, very, very short list. Eminem, Travis Scott,
Beyonce.
I'm saying
Not
rappers.
Rapper, yeah.
Rappers.
Drake, Kanye.
No, Drake can't do a stadium tour.
Really?
Yes, really.
I mean,
Why you think that?
Not discounting right now, but
No, period. Why hasn't he done one?
I don't mean he can't because he didn't.
Yeah, you kind
The
of can.
money
You
that
do if
come-
you can, but
All right. So he's playing at the Toronto Blue Jays Rogers Center, which holds 39,150 people. $39,150 people. Now, I don't know exactly how many that is going to be when it's converted for a concert. It might be a little bit less than that. But the fact that you're going to have 30,000 plus fans in a stadium to see you means you're winning. And also means, like, if you have one that's 39,150, you had to add a second date because you had so much demand for that city, bro. Say what you want. You can say he ate off the Drake's clout. He's riding a wave, blah, 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 whatever. The man is winning on every single aspect and every single level of a career of an artist that you would want in hip hop. He is winning. And what a lot of people fail to do when they kind of get these momentums, get these waves, he is not only continuing to ride it to a, nth degree, he's grown the wave 3, 4, 5 times what it started when he partnered with the NFL to do a Super Halftime, when he partnered with SZA to do a stadium tour, when he dropped an album that had number one hits, multiple number one hits on. He's doing everything right. And for him to have a stadium tour, like only stadiums, I'm only doing stadiums, it's crazy. I don't know if we'll ever see this again, quite honestly. This was one of, when we look back in hip hop, this is going to be one of the biggest years and biggest moments in terms of hip hop. This changed the entire landscape of the top. Crazy.
but
Yeah.
because of the money. I just thought he could. I thought Drake was the kind of the bottom, like the
Dog, Jay-Z can't do a stadium tour.
That's true.
That's true.
Rappers, it's hard. Kendrick, you see, he had to go. You had Eminem did a stadium tour with Rihanna. So again, stadium seats are different. We talking about an arena that holds 18,000 to a stadium, depending on how the stage is done, anywhere from 50 to 80,000 people.
That's crazy.
It's apples and oranges. So when somebody say stadium tour, it's a big deal. So it's like a 20.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it now. I said it holds 39,000, but that's with baseball. So you're going to add seating to the bottom. So that's honestly, like you said, that you are pushing 50,000. And if you're adding a second date, it means you either sold out that first night or you're getting so much demand that you fully expect to sell out and almost sell out again the next night. in Toronto, in Drake's home city. And this is the man that said, I get more love in your city than you do. Sure looks like Kendrick's getting a lot of love in Toronto.
2021 city stadium tour next year.
How do they predict that he will sell out the stadium tour? Like what do they gauge this off of? Because he could just do this tour and I said SZA, right? He said he's doing it with SZA?
Yeah.
But how do we know that he's going to put ass in seats?
Well, if they didn't think he would put ass in seats, they would have had him at an arena tour. They wouldn't have took it up. They wouldn't have took it up the stadium.
It's a projection. They're projecting that.
Yeah, that's any tour.
All tours projection.
All tours projection.
I know. I got it.
How many tour dates is it?
21?
21, something like that.
I'm not going to say that Drake is not, what are we talking about, stadium
tour.
Stadium act. Let's deal with facts. He hasn't done one yet.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. That's where I would be.
If the nigga did 6 shows straight at Madison Square Garden, I don't know what it looks like if he tries to do a stadium tour, 1, and 2. I don't know that he's just trying to circumvent the fees that come along with stadium tours. I don't know. Again, above my pay grade. But it is a flex that Kendrick is doing stadium tours, 1, and doing the stadium in Toronto.
June 12th.
June 12th. The biggest venue in Toronto that Drake has never done.
The Rogers Center.
That is another fact. Say what you want. Say Drake is a bigger artist. He's getting bigger numbers. He's got more fans. He's never done his own stadium in his city. In his city, Kendrick's going to do a show in his city, in Toronto, in this biggest stadium before Drake. He's just stepping on his neck at this point. It's pretty crazy.
Rogers.
What's that, where the Argonauts play?
Who the hell are the Argonauts?
You a fucking Argonaut, man.
Who the fuck is that?
What the hell?
This,
You got to flex on us.
Is that where?
Lil Mel don't know the Argonaut
No,
is.
that's
Don't
it's
look
where the
it up.
Raptors play.
No,
It used to be-
it's not.
No.
No?
You just be my girl.
Yo, Mel just
This is my girl. This is my girl, man. You just have been blending in your whole life. Just,
Well, who the fuck plays there?
What a fucking chameleon.
The Toronto Blue Jays play there.
Oh, gotcha.
Really?
Yes. That's where
Okay, I
that's the
haven't been back
Rogers
in a
Center.
minute.
Yes,
Sorry.
Matt Kemp never played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
That was great.
Yeah, drink your shit, girl. Go ahead. She don't give a fuck.
No, I don't care.
I thought they replaced. Okay, never mentioned.
What do we think that's going to be? Anything? I'm sick of it. I want to go back to talking about Kendrick with Kendrick and Drake with Drake.
Same.
I'm tired of
Never.
the conversations
over.
intermingling now.
Everything's
It's
got to
over.
be related.
Right.
You know what I
It's
mean? Like,
over
it's
for
over,
that.
bro.
And then that brings in stan culture from both sides, which I'm sick of. I'm just sick of that.
I'm very tired of this.
Now, mind you, if it's gonna stay like that, then I'm down.
It's staying, bro. It's staying like that. This is
Yeah, this ain't gonna end no time soon. Obviously, fan bases have drawn the lines. Artists have drawn the lines. Apparently, there's a whole Drake op list going around. Like, whenever you mention Kendrick, you're gonna talk about Drake and what he's done in comparison. Whenever you mention Drake, you're gonna talk about Kendrick and what he's done in comparison. It's just going to happen, at least for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, it dies down by next year, but I don't see that happening at the kind of pace that Kendrick is going right now. If Kendrick, which I highly suspect he's going to do, is going to drop a second album or at least a deluxe edition of GNX and has more bangers in it, crown him.
yeah, it's going to be there.
Big and Pac, Jay and Nas to an extent.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
They're married at this point.
This is way worse than Hov and Nas.
No, but I'm just saying in
We
terms
didn't have
of
the internet then.
you
Right. Yeah,
can't say one name without the other being.
This
brought
might be
into
the
mix.
worst one ever.
Yeah,
By
the
far.
internet's
the
time.
Yeah.
It's the internet.
Well,
Stan culture.
Well,
man.
second.
Second.
Well,
I got Biggie and Pac first.
well,
Right.
for obvious
They
reasons.
both died.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's 1B.
Yeah, I think when Jay and Nas was going at it,
They said,
fam, niggas was leaving their jobs. I remember this. Niggas left their job and was sitting outside in the cars because Flex and them said they had some new Jay-Z shit. Niggas was in their
remember
car.
that shit.
Like,
Remember that.
went outside in corporate America. Me and my man sitting in the car like,
Man, I was mad as hell. I was sat by the radio for Super Ugly.
Word.
I was mad about it.
Because they promoted it like it was a new song. Yo, he gave in the studio. They did a new song. They said Irv Gotti produced it. Like, they was just bigging it up. And it was like, or somebody huge produced it. It was like, word.
The internet niggas
It was a
talking about
mixtape.
Kendrick had
verse.
all them gang members on stage, and Drake shot at Steve Lacy.
Yeah. Smart. Yeah.
How we know Steve Lacy ain't a gang member?
Listen, from the eye test, he took what appeared to be the easiest target.
I thought you knew I wanted you. Do you want me? Shout out to Steve Lacy, man.
Steve Lacy's fine.
Nigga made a fucking get some nigga to suck my dick anthem.
Yo.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What he did? You think them niggas don't want anthems? It ain't just us.
They looking for some head too.
They looking for they slap when they trying to bag this
Drop.
nigga. Hey.